No matter what your picking preferences are, this is the exercise that you should be doing every day to build up your strengths and improve on your weaknesses. Let's check it out. Hey there kids, it's your good buddy Uncle Ben, and what a momentous occasion it is, our first wank of the new year. That sounded different when I said it out loud. Anyway, the new year represents the perfect time for us to resolve to become more better shredders, and boy howdy is this exercise ever going to do it for you. It doesn't matter if you're the kind of player that prefers inside alternate picking, outside alternate picking, economy picking, whatever your choice is, you can adapt this exercise to suit it to help you improve on the stuff that you're already good at and get more better at the stuff that you suck at. And so can you. As always, this video is brought to you guys by all the amazing people who support my channel over on my Patreon page, patreon.com/BenEllerGuitars. Sign up today, even for just a low cost of $1 a month. It's going to get you access to a ton of bonus lessons, backing tracks, downloadable tabs, and more. This week, everybody who supports my channel is going to get access to some tabs to go along with this exercise, as well as some super valuable practice tracks that I made. These tracks take you through this exercise at a variety of different tempos to help you get it up to speed, and I'm also going to be putting up the MIDI files. That way you can import those into your DAW of choice and create your perfect practice session. All kinds of good stuff is waiting for you over there on Patreon, so don't delay, sign up today. Thanks. Gear-wise, for today's video, I'm playing this lovely Ibanez RGT3120. I love this guitar. I got it the last time I was out at Sweetwater over the summer as part of their gear exchange program, where they're flipping all kinds of amazing pieces of used gear, so be sure to check that out. And I'm playing that into the Fractal Audio Axe Effects 3. Now before we start turning you into a shred-eye knight, let's hear that exercise again at stepdad speed. Okay, so this exercise is in the key of E minor, and I'm going to be playing it on the D and G strings, although you can explore it on other string pairs too. I'll cover that after I show you guys how to play it. I want to show you guys the left-hand positions first, and then we're going to talk about all the picking possibilities after that. Let's start off here on the E note on the D string. All of our sets of notes here are going to contain 3 notes on the D string and 3 notes on the G string. So right here we're going to have E, F sharp, G, A, B, C as our note set. What we're going to do is to play up those 6 notes and then go back a note. So you have, and then we're going to play the same idea, but starting from the highest note in the pattern, the C note on the G string. So I was just walking down and then going back. So you walk up, back, walk down, back. After this, we're going to move up to the next set of 6 notes here, which is going to look like this. F sharp, G, A, B, C, D. Same idea. Next set of notes starting here on the G note, big wide stretches on both strings. Then here on the A note, this is where the 2 patterns on the strings are going to be asymmetrical. We're going to play A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and back, okay? And then down. Start from the B note, again, asymmetrical pattern. From the C note now. From the D note. And then you're finally back at 1 octave above where you started on E. So altogether it should sound something like this for the ascending portion. And then we start with the descending portion of this lick. Same idea, it's just that everything is in reverse. Instead of starting off on the lowest note and walking up, we're going to start off on the highest note of every group and walk down. So it's going to look like this starting from that last E position that you just played. So we're going to start from the high note and walk down, and back up a note. Then start from the lowest note and walk up, and back a note. So, same idea from the D position. Again, this is all the same positions you just learned. Starting from the 12, 11, 9, seven, and 5. And then on the practice tracks, you'll just start over and run that up and down. Altogether, should sound something like this. Now let's talk about the real magic of why this exercise is so great, which is the way that it can work out any picking possibility. When it comes to alternate picking, the hardest thing is changing strings, right? If we all played one-stringed instruments, we'd be alternate picking geniuses, but it's alternate picking while changing strings that becomes difficult. A lot of us tend to favor either outside string changes or inside string changes. Myself, I've always favored outside string changes, meaning that if I'm going between a pair of strings, I like to be on the outside. So this would be like a downstroke on a low string to an upstroke on a high string, or an up on a high string to a down on a low string. That keeps me outside of the pair. I would say about 1/5 of every guitar player out there is more inclined to be an inside picker, where they prefer to change strings on the inside like this, like an upstroke on a low string and a downstroke on a high string. Downstroke on a high string to upstroke on a low string. Damn, that's hard to say. That is not my inclination, but I can work on it using this exercise. Check it out. So if you're trying to improve your outside picking string changes, here's how you're going to practice this exercise. Start off the first set with a downstroke. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So again, by doing it that way, we played down, up, down, kept us on the outside of the strings. And then for the second half of every lick, start off on an upstroke. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So the first set starts with a downstroke. The second set starts with an upstroke. Down, up, down, up. Doing it that way always keeps you on the outside of the strings. Whenever you get up to the high octave and you start walking it down, keep the same stuff going here. You'll be starting on an upstroke and then doing a downstroke for the ascending part. Up, down, up, down, and so on. Now, outside string changes are my preference personally, so I would practice this just to get my chops up before a show or whatever if I knew I was going to be playing a lot of those kind of licks. My weakness is inside string changes. It always has been. So I'm going to be spending like twice as much time practicing this with inside changes. Invert everything that I just told you to turn this into inside picking changes. It's going to look like this. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and then go down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So start off on an up, start on down, up, down, up, I can feel my picking hand really fighting it. It just doesn't like to do those motions right there because I feel like I'm trapped in between the two strings. Get up to the high octave and descend. You'll be starting off on a downstroke now, and then an upstroke. Down, up, down, up, so on. Again, that's not natural for me, so I got to practice that one a whole bunch right there. So that covers the inside changes and the outside changes. Now, let's talk about another facet here, which is the whole pick slanting business, right? For those of you guys who have watched my channel, you know I'm all about that Troy Grady cracking the code, dissection of picking styles, and you can use this to help you practice your downwards pick slanting or your upwards pick slanting, either one. And again, you just got to modify it a little bit, but you'll see exactly what I mean. I myself am a downward pick slanting player. If you put a guitar in my hands and told me to play this as perfectly as I could, I would probably play it like this, starting every set with an upstroke, okay? Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. When I do it that way, you notice all the string changes happen after upstrokes. There's one, there's one, up, 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 so on. Whenever you play it that way, you're always changing strings after upstrokes, which is my preference for like really, you know, fast licks. That's just what I like to do anyway. So that is how it comes naturally for me to do it. You do that up and down too, by the way. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up. That's how you would practice this to improve your downwards pick slanting. Be sure that your downstroke is going into the strings and that your upstroke is popping out of the strings like that. That's a real key to understanding the downward pick slanting thing that Eric Johnson, Yngwie Malmsteen, all kinds of guys do. Check it out here. You're going to see my upstrokes really popping away from the face of the guitar. By having the upstroke away from the strings, that's what allows me to change strings, which is indeed my preference. Unlike upwards pick slanting, that's not really my thing. This is the total opposite. With upwards pick slanting, this is where the upstrokes kind of crash into the body of the guitar and the downstrokes escape. This is for changing strings off of downstrokes. You would just invert everything and you end up playing this all with upwards pick slanting changes like this. So start with a downstroke. Start with a downstroke again. Keep in mind this is all alternate. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. 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 Again, that is not second nature for me. I really got to practice on that stuff. But again, this exercise is perfect to help me with that. So we have outside string changes, down, up. We have inside changes, up, down. We have downward pick slanting changes, up, up. We have upwards pick slanting changes, down, down. It's like everything you need to know about alternate picking, all in one convenient package. But what about those of us who have already conquered the world of alternate picking? Well, that's not me exactly, but if you're wanting to move on and work on economy picking, this exercise can do that too. Check it out. If you play it like this, down, up, down, and then connect that downstroke to the next string. Down, up, down, down, up, down, up. That is your ascending down to down economy picking. Down, up, down, down, up, down, up. And then check this out. Whenever you take the exercise in the other direction, go up, down, up, down. That is your descending connecting upstrokes. So we have connecting downs, connecting ups. Down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up. Again, there's nothing you can't do with this exercise. This is really one of the best ones I think I've ever come across. Descending would be the same way, ups to ups, downs to downs, ups to ups, downs to downs. And you get the idea. You're going to be economy picking like one Frank Gambale in no time using this exercise. Isn't that fantastic? I really like this one because it seems like most exercises that you learn are tailor-made for one thing specifically. And then to work on some other technique, you gotta like think of some other new exercise or whatever. But with this guy, the left hand learns one set of patterns and you just dictate what the right hand is doing to suit whatever it is that you're trying to improve on. Definitely gonna be helpful for you guys. Definitely gonna get you up to higher speeds than ever before and getting your technique locked down in no time, especially if you use those practice tracks that are up on the Patreon page. So you probably noticed that this is all in speed bursts rather than just being straight up notes, notes, notes. I find that whenever you're trying to improve your speed or work on your technique, practicing speed bursts are absolutely essential, and all of my patrons agree too. I've had a lot of people tell me that the speed burst workouts that I have up over on my Patreon page have helped them break through new barriers and achieve speeds they never thought were possible. This stuff really, really does work so much better than just practicing non-stop 16th notes. Whenever you're taking those rests in there, especially at the slow tempos, every time you're taking a break in there, I want you to really monitor any tension that you're carrying anywhere in your body. Whenever you're taking one of those rest breaks, if you feel something relax, it means that it was tense before. If you feel your shoulders loosen, if you notice yourself exhale when you take a break, it means that you are clenching up and tightening whenever you're playing the fast stuff. Try to really monitor that stuff and eliminate it from your playing. Whenever you practice just full speed non-stop, it's really hard to notice whenever you're building up tension in your playing. But due to the starting and stopping kind of aspect of speed bursts, you can monitor tension, as well as give your nervous system a chance to digest what you just fed it, technique-wise, and that'll really help it become a permanent part of your muscle memory. Now, some of us have more trouble picking on the high strings than the low strings, so I would advise you to play this exercise in different octaves as well. You could start this off here on the E note on the B string, which is on fret number 5. Now all the shapes and their spacing and stuff is going to be exactly the same as what you did down here. So if you can get it down here and visualize those shapes, it's going to be the same stuff just starting from this point on the neck. All those shapes will stack up the same way. And you can practice this with the practice tracks I'm putting up on Patreon too. So it sounds like this. If you have trouble playing on the low strings, you can start from the low E. Whatever gives you the most trouble, practice on that set of strings. So there you go, guys. That's honestly one of the best exercises I think that I have ever come across for improving your picking no matter what kind of picker you are. Let me know in the comments section how this goes for you. Practice on it for a week or so, and I guarantee you're going to see some results pop up fast. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, ring the bell for notifications, all that other good stuff. And if you want to get access to all kinds of goodies, including those practice tracks as well as the tabs, be sure to support my channel over on my Patreon page at patreon.com/BenEllerGuitars. Let me know in the comment section what you guys would like to see featured on the next installment of Weekend Wank Shop, and I'll do my best to suit your needs. Alright guys, I gotta go edit this video. I recommend you guys get to work on this exercise and start becoming more better shredders today. Less clicking, more picking.